we go back to concealed weapons. Again, if we have a confrontation with someone and he goes for his pocket, action is faster than reaction. Now, I don't have to be faster than the bullet, just faster than the person trying to grab the gun. My intention, again, is not to try and retrieve the weapon from his pocket, but to keep it pressed in. Now, because of the bulky handle, if you notice, I can actually take grasp of the handle and grab the cloth of his coat or his pocket and keep it pressed. This will then keep him trapped down. I will then take him out in the quickest, most severe way possible. If it means I strike the throat or the eyes, that is what I will do. But we do not stop until the threat against us is over. At every opportunity, we want to keep the attacker from taking out the weapon. But if he manages to withdraw it from his pocket, then the next thing to do is avoid the line of fire. There are certain ways of controlling the line of fire. If, for example, I brought the weapon out and secured it this way, well, I'm not going to get shot, but the problem is, would you, as an innocent bystander, like to be looking down the barrel of this gun? So we've got to take into consideration the safety of others. Controlling the line of fire means not just away from us, but away from other people as well. I insert, again, through his arm. I take control of the wrist by clamping on. At every opportunity, I aim the gun away from me, away from others, and back toward my attacker. That way, if it goes off, it goes back off at the attacker and not at no one else. During your weapon assessment, again, if the attacker goes for any part of his waistband or pocket, we need to be moving. We need to be here. Can't overreact. We don't know it's a weapon. But should I get to this point and establish this is the handle of a gun, my first priority is to keep it pressed in. That way, if it goes off at him. Next, I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack by every means possible. I use my hand to keep this pressed in. I will use my head to strike if I need to. I'll bring down here. If I want to take him out, I will tell you now, I will sink my teeth straight into his throat. This is self-preservation. Depending on his height and movement, that might not be possible. So if I'm in this position, I'm not going to waste time trying to do that. I want to bring him forward. So the best way to do that is to knee. If I bring a forward knee strike up, it's purely to bring him forward. It's not to knock him out. It's just to give me a better chance of getting this weapon. Now, I can tell you now, there are very few specialist units trained to deal with an attack on their weapon. Specialist units of the police and military. The average person will not be able to cope with this. Once I've seized control, I insert through here because I want to lock on inside his arm. We treat his arm like a hinge, and as I pull back, I push down. We have to be aware that, again, there could be somebody in the line of fire. So this is where I bring the weapon back up towards him. Now I can seize control in this fashion. This is sufficient to disarm. It's not going to go off anywhere else except back at the attacker. Let's go through this again. He goes for his weapon, so do I. Now this is where, if I can, I will hit him, and my first intention is, like I say, to keep this pressed and take him back. If he is stronger than me, I'm going to have trouble doing this. If he's pushing forward, I'm going to need to use leverage. A good leverage point is his waist. I drive my knee up into his groin. That will bring him forward. This gives me an opportunity to now go for the firearm. I keep it pressed. I interlock through his arm. The leverage of me pulling back and over secures a hold. To control the line of fire, I now go for the firearm itself. I take it back toward the attacker.